There is a question that has sealed the deal for hundreds when interviewing for a job. Every day I get emails from clients and students and viewers saying they asked that question and they were offered the job either on the spot or just a couple hours later. In fact, I got one of those emails this morning. So if you want to know what the question is and why it is oh so valuable, keep watching. Cassandra, and I help motivated professionals build their careers and businesses through practical tips to gain career confidence. Now, before we get into it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you hear when new videos come out. And of course, leave a comment here if you end up using this question in an interview. Come back, leave a comment. And before we get into the actual question, I have to give my You Got a Job shout out to someone in our community who probably used this question to get the job. So today's shout out goes to Armando. Armando said he asked the hard question in his interview and they were so impressed by his confidence in asking it that he was offered the position. So congrats to Armando, thank you for watching. And now let's get into what this question is and why you need to use it. So the question takes a little practice to ask it correctly, so you might want to write this one down. And it goes, based on our conversation, is there anything that's leaving you with hesitancy for hiring me for this position? It's a little scary, right? Like they could tell you, we don't really think you're a good fit, or, oh, you don't have this skill. But here's why it's so valuable. Number one, it shows you can take feedback. So you want to let the interviewer know that you know you're not perfect and there are probably things that they have to think about, and you want to show them, hey, I can handle whatever you tell me. You're not going to get up and be in a rage. You're just going to go, oh, okay, I understand that. And then number two, it gives you a chance to fight for the position. They're gonna say something like, well, you know, you don't have a lot of experience in blah, blah, blah area. And you can now explain to them why that is such a positive. It's a new topic to you. You are ready and excited to learn more about that thing. Whatever it is, it gives you a chance to fight for it. And then lastly, it lets you know where you stand. Based on their answer, you will know if you are a pretty strong candidate or probably not in the running at all. This is why I think so many get asked in the room or get offered the job in the room, because they just found out, like, yep, I am a strong top candidate. Somebody even told me the other day they got offered the job even though there was still somebody else being interviewed after them. That's crazy, okay? So that's why you want to ask this hard question. Now, you have to practice the way you say it. I've had a couple of people tell me the question didn't work and I asked, how did you say it? And they said, well, I asked, is there anything that would keep you from hiring me right now? That's different. That is not hesitancy for considering me. You're now putting them on the spot, and it sounds like a really harsh sales tactic. Like, yep, I'm awesome. Why aren't you gonna hire me right this minute? It's not gonna go over well, okay? So that's why you wanna very gently say, yeah, I would just like to know, is there anything that's leaving you with hesitancy for hiring me for this? You know, anything I could improve on or anything you need to know, right? It's a lot softer. You don't want to sound like you're demanding something, so careful on how you say it. And I also want to clarify, there are a couple of times I probably wouldn't use this. So, you know, if this is your first job, you are looking for a job at somewhere like Taco Bell, McDonald's, you know, a store in the mall, you might not need to ask this question. You can ask it, but don't be surprised if they're really surprised by it and don't quite know how to respond. This is more for that first full-time position and onward from there. I also wouldn't use it if you were doing multiple interviews in a day and some are a panel and then there's a one-on-one later. Don't ask the panel. You ask that question in the one-on-one setting. And then I wouldn't ask it on a phone interview. If you are doing a phone interview that you know is kind of the first step and there's going to be a bigger, larger interview, wait until that one to ask this question. There are other questions you can ask on that phone interview, and you can find out more about those in the video I'll put a card to here and in the description box below. So go check those out. But this one I would wait until it's kind of the more in-person, finalized, deeper interview. And I wouldn't ask this question with the recruiter. If you were doing an interview with a recruiter, that's normally a screening interview and you're going to be passed on to a hiring manager, the person you'd be working for, etc. So the recruiter isn't the one who makes the final decision, so I wouldn't ask them this question. That is it for today. I hope this has been helpful. Y'all, be brave. Ask this question in your next interview. If you want to see how it has been successful, go to that questions to ask in the job interview video that I'm gonna link in the description box and probably put a card to right here, and look in the comments and see how many people have used it and said it worked for them. It's referred to often as that question or the hard question. So go check that out. Give yourself the confidence to realize this is a great question. You've got to be asking it. Be brave, ask the question, get the job. Okay, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.